Assalamu alaikum and welcome all. I hope that you will be enjoying a happy and healthy life. Today we will talk about the complete care and propagation of asparagus plant. This is one of my asparagus plants. It requires a division now. See, some of its leaves are turning yellow here. So it's a sign that the plant might be root bound. It's a 10 inches pot almost. When I propagated last year, I could fill this 8 inches pot up there. See how full it is now. And along with that, I made this hanging basket. Let's start with the soil mix. Asparagus likes porous soil, which means a well-drained soil that doesn't allow water to stay in, because asparagus has tube roots which hold a lot of moisture. So we need to prepare proper soil mix for that. I use this potting mix or garden soil. It's available in the nurseries and comes in 10, 20 or 50 liters bags. It contains all the nutrition for plants, but only using this will be costly. So we will add other portions also to make it cost effective and more nutritious for the plants. Here is the next ingredient. While making the potting mix for any plant, always try to use some portion of the soil or the sand of your own area, because it is adaptable to provide the nutrition to the plants as per the local environment. And it also helps you to manage the cost. Here I have the sandy soil of our area, which I am going to add with this potting mix to make it porous, as it doesn't allow the water to log. But this potting mix holds moisture, sand doesn't. Third ingredient is perlite. It's optional, not a must to use. It comes in packets and easily available in market at cheaper prices. It makes the pot lighter and also absorbs extra water from the soil. Fourth ingredient is very important, but still it depends upon availability. These are dry leaves. Gardeners called it as garden gold. It acts as natural fertilizer and keeps the pot lighter and costs nothing. If you are already a gardener, you would have it in your garden. Otherwise, you can collect it with passage of time in your garden from your own plants. You can crush these leaves or you can use them as it is to mix with your soil. Now I took 3 parts of the potting mix, packet potting mix, 1 part of the sand. A handful of perlite is enough for 10 inches pot, this size of pot. And don't add too much perlite. Dry leaves can be in any quantity, but I took 2 parts here. 2 parts dry leaves, 1 part sand and 3 parts potting mix. Now I will crush the leaves and soil lumps and mix them well. It's an old 8 to 10 inches pot which I am going to reuse. Here is the moss, which I have used in hanging baskets for last 2 years. Now it can't be used anymore this year, but it can be reused to block the drain hole at the bottom of the pot. So we are going to cover the base of the pot. It will allow the water but not the soil to come out of the pot. At the base, after covering the base with this moss, I always add an extra layer of dry leaves. By the time the roots will reach here, it will decompose and will act as a fertilizer. Now I will fill the pot, half of the pot, with soil mix which we just prepared. Now here is my plant which I am going to divide. Okay, so plastic pots are always easy to handle, and see, you can just press the pot from all the sides to loosen the soil and then take out the plant softly. And here we can just pull it out like this. See how easily it came out. This plant is already root bound. Let me show you clearly. As I told you in the beginning that it has tube roots. See how many roots it has. These bulbs or tubes store water in them. That's why this plant can survive with less water also, because it already has water in the tubes. Now loosen the soil a little bit, but with soft hands. These tubes should not get damaged too much. A little here and there is okay. Okay, now we will divide this plant in two parts. It can be done by hand or using a knife. I would better use this trowel. Okay, now carefully handle this plant as it has a small, very small thorns. Let me check from where I can divide it properly. By the way, we can make 3 to 4 plants out of this plant because it is so full and bushy. But for now, I would just divide it into 2. So, where can I divide it? I think here I can divide it into 2. Here I have If you're planning to propagate your asparagus plant in summers, then do it in the evenings, as I am doing it in the evening under the shade net. So here we go and see, yes, we get the clear division here, but don't cut in the middle, not in the center. Just cut it from both the sides to save the roots, which maybe the fresh roots in the center. And now we will pull it apart softly. Okay, I would recommend to propagate this plant, if you're just planning to propagate it and not done yet, then do it in February. In Middle East, it is the best time to propagate plants, especially asparagus, because after that summer starts, and during summer it has capacity to grow. It shows good growth, and during winter it goes dormant and it sleeps. See, we got 2 plants here, and how nice it is. Both are fuller. So now you can see the roots, both have good roots. We need to remove the old soil and damaged roots, as this is a dry root and it's damaged, so you can remove this. See, this is the full one, this is again damaged, so remove it. And up here you can see white roots with the crown. These should not be damaged because these are new roots. Now we will get the pot we have prepared and place the plant in it. In the center you need to place it. Yeah, here we go. Remove the extra soil or extra tube roots. Don't damage all of them, but whatever doesn't set in your pot, you can remove it. Leave some tubes there so that plant can grow from this. No, this crown of the plant should be placed peacefully. This ground should not come under the soil, because the soggy and moist soil will damage these stems. So I'm putting more. Yes, now it will be settled here. Yes, now center the plant properly and fill the pot with that soil mix which we prepared, but always manage to keep first 2 inches of the pot empty, like top edge, or you can say rim of the pot should be clear for water. Now see here, tap it with your hand or on the floor so that the soil can get settled easily. Okay, now I will pot the other half of the plant and then I will water it. But before that, let me remove all the dead leaves. Not leaves, these are the actually stems of this plant. Its leaves are these ones, the needle ones. If you will comb it with your finger softly like this, you will get all the dead and broken stems out easily. And this will provide, this cleaning will provide the room for new growth. Now let me repot the other one and then we will water it. Here we go. We made 2 plants out of 1. How nice it is. See how fuller and bushy these are. Now we will water these both. And see, both these pots have almost top 2 inches free for water. This provides the room for water in the pot. For first time, we are after repotting or propagation, for first time when we water the pot, we have to water it thoroughly. And after this, I would not water this plant for at least 2 days. Don't water this plant daily, even during summer. It doesn't like soggy soil, but it likes moist soil. So I water every other day or after every 2 days. When the top layer of the soil gets a little dry, not completely, but a little dry. Okay, it would be happy if you missed it at least twice a week because it likes moisture around it. Asparagus should not be kept under direct sunlight. It should always be under shade because it gets burned if you keep it under the direct sunlight. It doesn't like, see, like this it will start turning yellow if you will keep it in direct sunlight. And last but not the least, if we'll talk about the fertilizer, asparagus doesn't require any fertilizer. It grows very well without fertilizer. This is my experience. But if you really need to give it fertilizer, then give it nitrogen rich fertilizer. You can use NPK solution for that so that it will be greener. But my experience says that keeping it under the shade and watering it less will make it bushier without giving any fertilizer. Hope this information was useful for you. See you with another video. Till then, stay blessed and Allah Hafiz.